I was wondering if you had some opinions on how I could use the Matt Easton process in dropping a line for a few key people we're looking to add to our team.
Yeah. So you want to hire them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mike, who's up on deck next, can talk, because that's kind of what Mike is doing, right? He's using the Easton process to hire people. Mike, what advice would you give Sean? I think what you're going to say is probably something around like talking, and by the way, Chelsea can even probably help on this too, talking about the entire picture and not just their background, right? Like I would talk to them about like, how do they see themselves helping the organization? Where are they at in terms of income? Where do they want to be? Mike, can you help Sean? He wants to hire some people and he wants to use the Easton process to do that.
I'm talking to people, I'm talking to them more about growing their sales business. But I think it would be similar. I would think the question of where are they now in their career versus where they ideally want to be would be a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, you want to get it, they're paying, right?
Yep. And I'll throw a layer on that for a chief operating officer. And Chelsea can tell me I'm crazy because she's worked with those people. One of the biggest frustrations for chief operating officers is they come up with a plan, they do all this great stuff, they have to work with all these great things, and then they set everything up and the team doesn't even pick up the football and run it the 2 yards that it needs to be moved to score the touchdown, right? Like in your case, how have you dealt with that in the past, and what would that be able to do if you finally were with an organization that was like hungry and wanted to drive and wanted to win? Like if you were finally surrounded by winners that were hungry and wanted a chief operating officer and were willing to do the things with the things that you set up, how much more do you think you could accomplish, right? Because I mean, Chelsea can chime in on this, but that's something that's very frustrating for COOs, CIOs, CFOs, CEOs, is we don't see it, but they'll work their butts off on plans, and then literally the force that's supposed to either bring the new customers on or support the existing customers keeps doing things as usual, right? And it's like, why the heck did you even bring me on if you're not going to embrace the new strategies? So, I mean, Sean, I would talk about your culture, and if you're talking to them, just say, hey, I can't speak for the entire team, but I kind of can, right? Like we are hungry, we are motivated, we are trying new things, we want to win. And by win, we want to absolutely dominate, right? And when we take new territories, when we take new business, we're like, what's next, right? So if you're finally looking for a team that's like absolutely, that is gung-ho and ready to go, look no further, right? That's our team, and we're looking for leadership that has that same type of culture.
Okay, and then would you kind of leave, so you kind of start by building the vision, then you see what their ideal scene looks like, and
yeah.
then at the end, maybe I will be here when you're looking to make a change or looking to improve your life.
Yeah, 100%. Chelsea, can you chime in on this? Like if they wanted to steal a chief operating officer.
Got you. So there's no reason anyone in this entire Easton University should ever accept a job offer or extend a job offer unless we hit 4 boxes. Those 4 boxes are, is this job going to give you a stretch to your skills? Is this going to give you the chance to make a bigger impact? Whatever that looks like to you. It's going to look like something different a year ago than it is going to look like a year from now. Whatever that impact looks like to you. Maybe it's a more sustainability company that you can feel good about your environmental impact. Maybe it just means impact, like they're a small startup and you want to help them through their hypergrowth, right? So whatever that looks like is going to change. That's number 2. Number 3 is it going to put them on a faster trajectory for their career growth overall? That's either internally, can you put them, if you're going to hire, can you put them on a faster career path? And what does that look like for them? Or externally, is this actually going to be a resume builder for them long term, right? Whatever that looks like after they help you grow to where you're trying to grow to. Last one is it going to make some more satisfying work on the day-to-day? Find out whatever their pain points are that they're currently not really loving on the job and go from there. So those are the pain points you're going to cover, and then you're going to get them to say it all to you. You're not going to extend a job offer. This is the Matt Easton way. Don't tell them it's the job for them. Get them to tell you it's the job for them. Get them to be intrinsically motivated, because everyone is motivated to get the job, not everyone is motivated to do the job, to do the actual work that it takes. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, and then when they have to explain it to you, Chelsea, correct me if I'm wrong, but now they're showing you that they're actually going to do the job by articulating.
Correct.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, and you don't have to have the sexiest solution in the world for somebody to feel needed, respected, and that they're moving the needle, right? Like, and by the way, oftentimes it's companies that don't have like the hottest, because if you have the hottest product in the industry, you know, a lot of stuff's on autopilot. So I think that the way that Chelsea just described it, if you can check those 4 boxes from them, that's how you can get a star performer to be like, yeah, but at this organization, I can make a huge impact, right?
And that's how you get them out of their head about salary expectations. It's not about $5,000 more at company B. They're going to come to you because you're actually understanding what they want to do in their everyday job and everyday work. Because it's not about, is it $5,000 or is it the actual work that you're going to be doing?
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah, I love that.
Very good.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Chelsea.
it.
Hey, it's Matt Easton. If you like this video, you're gonna love this. I'm gonna teach you how to close right here, right now. I'm gonna cover all the costs for you. We're gonna get you the closing mini masterclass. I pick up all the costs. It's free to you. I'll cover the $299. Click the link in my bio. You're gonna get access to the class. It's gonna show you how to close anyone, anytime, without being pushy or manipulative. Your life is about to change. We're about to become best friends. Click the link in my bio. I'll cover the cost for you to learn how to close.